Sorry we missed you last week on YouTube.
Yes. We had some technical difficulties with the cameras
and the video, and it just didn't look the way we wanted it to look. So,
yes. But we hope you guys enjoyed it. We had a lot of fun recording with Melissa last week. And if you follow us on Instagram, you got to see a small clip of her talking about her journey in motherhood and just all kinds of wonderful, inspiring things. So if you haven't done that already, go check it out. Go to our Instagram at Twin Life Podcast. And yeah, you ready to get into it?
Yeah, we are ready. Okay, let's go.
It's already recording. That was so funny. All right.
Hello.
Hey guys, how are you?
What's up, Twin?
Hey, Twin.
Welcome.
Welcome to Twin Life Podcast. We thought we were going to be able to just come in, press record, and go, but of course, that's
always got to fix something. The light, the spot, whatever.
Yes, we're recording from a different angle in the apartment now because the light is
the light is way better.
Yes, way better.
Way better.
Yes.
So we're happy about that.
Yes. Well, if you're not watching us, then you can't see us, and you should go over to YouTube and watch the video version of our podcast and
subscribe, hit the bells, so every Wednesday you know that we have a new podcast up.
Yes, and if you're listening to us, go ahead and subscribe as well on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or wherever you're listening.
We are so happy to say that we have over 100 followers on Instagram. Thank you guys so much.
I think at this point we're actually at 150.
Yeah. So please make sure that you are interacting with us. Comment, like, share any of our posts that you would like. The more, the better. We love hearing from you guys too. So feel free to drop us a DM or email us at the Twin Life, not at the Twin Life Podcast, Twin Life Podcast
at
gmail.com.
Yes.
And then we can answer any of your questions that you have.
Yep. So this week we have a really interesting topic, but before that, we want to go ahead and get into our Did You See, Did You Hear segment.
Yeah.
And I only have
well, first, how was your week?
Oh yeah. I guess we should talk about our week.
Yeah.
My week was kind of boring. Nothing jumped at me. So
because you moved, you just got settled into your place.
Yeah, so we did, I guess last week, it was a day after we had moved. So we officially been to our apartment for our new, it's like a condo style apartment. So it's 3 stories.
That's where we are right now.
Yes, which is where we are right now. And it's just been getting used to stairs, getting used to,
it's been great for their dog.
Yes, I tried to clean the hardwood floors. And I don't know if anybody out there has hardwood floors, but basically there's like little tiny white spots everywhere on the floor.
Really?
Yeah. So every time I go to sweep, it like drives me crazy.
I'm like over here looking down at her floor for the white spots.
It's mostly over here. Like you can't, if y'all can't see this if you're not watching, but there's like little white specks on the floor. You have hardwood floors, you know what I'm talking about. It's even like at the Oasis, we would like sweep the same spot, and it was just because there was like little paint spots.
Is it paint? So you guys need to go and scrape all the paint spots, or what? What do you do?
I don't know what we need to do. It just frustrates me because it makes me feel like my floor is dirty all the time. Also, I moved the couch and realized that somebody had spilled something extremely sticky under the couch. So when I moved the couch to sweep under it, my shoe literally got stuck to the floor. So I don't know what it was. I think it was a popsicle that melted underneath the couch. So
that's exciting.
That was awesome. But besides that, we love our new apartment. Sansa did get loose yesterday. That was not awesome.
Oh, that sucks.
Derek was like chasing her around, and then I had Phoenix, and like if I didn't have Phoenix, I would have just taken off running with Derek to get Sansa, but I can't do that because Phoenix can't keep up with me. So I was just like, what do I do? So I was like, you know what? I was like, Phoenix, get in the car. Get in the car. He's like, I don't want to get in the car. And I was like, get in the car. And we got in the car, and I sped off to the apartment complex, and I opened the door, and I was like, Sansa, get in the car. And she like ran over, and she got in the car.
Bravo.
But Derek was like, that was a really good idea. I was like, to be honest, I didn't expect her to get in the car. I expected to herd her with the car.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I was about to but for some reason, as soon as I pulled up, I rolled down the window. I was like, Sansa. She like turned and looked at me, and she started running over to the car. And I'm like, so this is what we're going to do every time.
Every time, get in the car.
We're just get in the car and chase after her. Because Derek on foot was not, he had no shoes. Like we were literally about to go outside, and Phoenix stepped outside and left the door open, and Sansa took off after him, and then of course ran past him. Was running around. She ran up to like 3, and we're supposed to be keeping our distance from people. So Derek's like, "Hey, excuse me, sorry," and like, and the Sansa's running up to people, and it really upset me. Like it was really upsetting and really frustrating because we were trying to go do something fun outside with Phoenix. And Derek, like I said, had no shoes, didn't have a chance to put on shoes, just like took off running after Sansa barefoot outside. Well, he had on socks, but you can't run full speed in like no shoes. Like, yeah. I don't know. Anyways, So I guess something interesting did happen.
There you go.
This week. What about you?
Let's see. This week, Landon, I ordered some paints for Landon, so we painted, which was really cool.
I saw the picture that Phoenix painted.
Yeah, so Landon enjoyed the painting. We also finalized some things with our big move that's coming up, which is really exciting. And then there's something else that happened with Landon. Landon's been doing really good with the potty, so we're really excited about that. He's going potty. He was super excited about going on the big potty, and now he really just wants to go. Oh, because we got him like a little squishy kid seat to go on the toilets, Paw Patrol one, and so he can step on his step, which we got him a Paw Patrol step that like you step on it and it lights up.
Yeah.
And then there's handles so he can scoot himself back, which he's super good at. He can get himself on and off the potty just fine. But it's a matter of him wanting to go into the bathroom without us, which he doesn't really like to go into the bathroom without us. Yeah. But that's kind of forcing him to tell us when he has to go to the bathroom. But he's also gone and he scampers off and goes potty by himself too. So we're kind of getting used to that and anxiously awaiting the next step of the potty training, which is like the
nighttime.
Well, the nighttime, and then but more like the him wearing pants and undies and all that stuff to like get him in practice of like taking his pants on and off, which he can actually do. He actually pulled his pants up by himself, so we're really proud about that. But yeah, it's been a pretty good week. We've been just kind of, I don't know, hanging out, doing the same thing everybody else does. Trying not to get really frustrated with still being like quarantined. If you don't live in California, we feel it really hard here in California, mainly because all the outdoor things that we would normally be doing this time of year, we can't do. So like even simple things like I miss taking our dog to the park, taking Landon to the park. Like both of our kids love being outside, so we feel like they're both really limited on what they can and can't do.
Yeah.
Ugh. Right now, I'm yawning because Landon was not nice when he went to sleep last night, so I'm a little tired. He just he's been throwing 2-year-old fits that we've been wrangling through recently. So if anybody has any tips on how to wrangle 2-year-old fits, literally sometimes Landon cries and I just look at him. just stare at him. I'm like, okay, well when you're done, we'll get back into this.
Even with Phoenix, like the other day, Phoenix was like throwing a fit.
But both Derek and Blake have completely different responses. They have similar responses to each other, but different than Ashley and I's response. Blake and Derek want to like cuddle and fix and talk to and like hug you and get you to stop. I'm just like,
well, okay, I would disagree with that. Derek does not do that. Derek is the opposite. I'm more of the like, and honestly, it kind of depends on the situation. So like, if I've been with Phoenix all day, I know often the reason behind the fit. So like, if I know he has been like, Derek comes home and Phoenix has been really tired like the whole day, and he's been acting like this whole day, then okay. If I also know that like he was about to eat, he hasn't eaten yet or something like that, then I can kind of know. And so I kind of can like, tread those waters, like, I don't know, in the way that it's necessary, I guess. But Derek is more like, he does kind of want to hug him and talk to him. I'm more of the like, leave him alone and let him figure it out, and I'll come back when he's done.
Yeah.
So, yes, the other day, Phoenix threw a huge fit. And of course, it was the end of the night where I have like zero patience. And I was just like, and he did something. Oh, he had his toothbrush and he was wiping his feet with the toothbrush. And I was like, oh my gosh, like run over there. I was like, Phoenix, you can't do that. And I was taking the toothbrush and he flipped out. He's like, you can't take things from people. And he threw a huge fit and was like crying on the floor. And then like, Derek tried to go over there and like, Phoenix, what are you so upset for? And then he was just like, no, I don't want you to touch me. And I was like, fine. And I was like, Derek, let's go. And I left the room and I shut the door. And then like 2 minutes later, I hear Phoenix's door and he's like popped out of the room and like looking. And I was like, ready to go to bed now? And he's like, oh, Daddy, give me a hug. And I was like, okay, but we're going to bed. So I figured out that like the temper tantrums last a lot less time if I just let him figure it out. Derek also kind of comes from this place of like, he doesn't want Phoenix to be like, he has a hard time with like being angry. He feels like that emotion is useless and like you shouldn't have that emotion. I come from more of the place of like, I feel like no emotions are useless. It's just what you do with the emotions. So I try to tell Phoenix like, it's okay that you're angry. It's okay
to feel sad sometimes.
Okay. It's okay to be angry, but it's not okay to throw something at me when you're angry.
Yeah.
It's not okay to hit your wall. It's okay if you want to hit your pillow. Cool.
Yeah.
It's not okay to dump like I've literally sat in Phoenix's room at least 2 times where he has thrown you were there one time. He threw a fit for like 30 minutes, probably. He picked up everything in his room and threw it. The only things I wouldn't let him throw were his lamp, his TV, which is mounted on the wall, so he couldn't throw.
Stopped our video.
Okay, so we're back. So what I was saying was that the only things that I wouldn't let him throw are his lamp and his Google Home, because obviously for safety reasons, he can't, if you throw those things, that's super dangerous, right?
Right.
But anything else in his room is fair game. If you want to throw a stuffed animal, a pillow, he picked up his little tool bench at one point and threw it. And I was like, as long as you don't throw anything at me, throw away. Derek was like, I cannot let him throw these things. This is not how he should react. I was like, you can react like this when you're 4, and then when you're done, I can explain to you that that's not the way to react. Because if I don't let you get it out right now, then we can never have that teaching moment. So when you're older and you want to throw something, there's a lot more consequences when you're...
Oh, I figured it. I remembered it. Stop. 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 It's okay to be angry, but it's not okay to hurt someone. There we go.
Oh, yeah. I know that one.
I'm like sitting here. If you were watching my face and I looked like I was in thought, I was trying to remember the Daniel Tiger song. Yeah. I was like, there's a bunch of them. There's a sad one.
What's the Grr one? Remember?
Grr, grr, grr out loud. Keep on trying and you'll feel proud. That's when you get friend.
You're supposed to grr out loud?
Yeah. That's
why he does it.
Yes. You just release it.
He's
You're
like,
upset. You're like, oh, and then you try again.
Okay.
There's lots of them. There are lots.
Now I understand why he did it.
I was trying to explain it to you.
Why is Phoenix walking around grrring? Like, I'm so confused.
So when he's grrring, he's frustrated or did something, and you just help him.
Usually he's frustrated at me.
Well,
he's grrring because he's mad at me because I won't let him have fruit snacks or something.
Well, he's allowed to be frustrated.
He is allowed to be frustrated, which I explained to him. I just said,
yeah,
he's allowed to be frustrated.
It's awesome to
it's
let
how he does it. Because to tell somebody to never be angry is not fair. That's like telling somebody to never be happy.
Yeah.
Like, it's an emotion. You have them for a reason. But I multiple times, like I just said, I'm trying to explain to Derek that you need to let him express the emotions, because when people hold anger inside, that's when they go do something crazy. So we need to just let him have
Well, what happens if you don't address your emotions in the moment and address them in the moment, meaning handle them appropriately in the moment, then you wait. And this is a huge thing with me that I try to address. If I don't address it or can't discuss it when I'm upset or frustrated, then you give me 3 hours and I am like, I went from here to here. I'm like furiously angry.
I'm the opposite. I come down.
No, if you don't talk about it?
If I don't talk about it in the moment, I come down.
No, for me, if I don't,
or I realize that it's not that big of a deal. And I'm like, okay, whatever.
Okay,
I was mad for no reason.
Almost exactly what Blake does. Like, she literally described what Blake does.
Because sometimes they're just like, what's wrong? And I'm like, nothing. He's like, but you see, but see, I do that to Derek, but it's because I know that Derek is upset with something. He just doesn't want to, he's upset with me or something that I did. He doesn't want to tell me.
Yeah.
And he'll be like, I'm not upset. I'm not upset. I'm like, tell your face you're not upset. Because I never say, like, if he says, are you upset? He'll be like, what's wrong with you? It's like, I don't know. I'm just annoyed.
Yeah.
Which is acknowledging what I'm feeling. I just don't know why, or whatever it is. But I never say I am not mad. I am not, because I'm clearly mad or clearly frustrated or clearly upset. I'm never going to say I'm not.
Yeah.
Because I am. I'm going to acknowledge it. I'm just going to say I don't want to talk about it right now. Or I'm fine. Which is, I don't know.
A lot of times what Blake will say is, I was like, babe, are you okay? Yeah, I'm good. Are you good? Because you don't look good, but that's fine. Okay. But then after a while, if you stay in that emotion, and then Blake also does the same thing to me, but he's starting to, he caught himself the other day because a lot of times he'll ask me multiple times in a 30-minute period.
Oh no.
All right. He'll be like, babe, yes? Are you okay? I'm fine. If you ask me 5 more times, I'm not going to be fine. So stop asking me.
You know what happened to me?
But it was hilarious because he was in the kitchen And he caught himself and he just started laughing. I was like, what's so funny? He was like, I just noticed what you've been complaining to me about. I'm going to try not to do that. I'm like, yes, it's when you're not, for me, because a lot of the times I'm like excited and happy and like in a great mood and bubbly. But when I am at home, sometimes I'm just like, and I just walk around the house like, and I'm just not like always on 100. So when I sometimes I just want to be on like 0.5.
Yeah.
That's it. I just want to just be calm and like, I'm probably not talking very much. I'm just like very calm. And if I'm like that though, Blake thinks something's wrong. And sometimes it's not that something's not consciously wrong. I'm just for some reason like processing whatever it is that, and then it'll come to the surface and I'll realize why I'm upset and then I can handle it from then. But sometimes your emotions react, or you're like physically you react to something you don't even know is in your head. So when he asked me, I'm like, I don't know. Like, but that seems like a dumb answer to me. I don't know what's wrong. I'm just like this right now.
I think that's a fair answer. I think that my issue is more like, is that if it's something that I'm dealing with that I feel is like not important, like I don't need to okay, example. I may just be annoyed because I have spent the last 30 some odd days with Phoenix all day, every day.
Today
is just the day I'm a little annoyed. So when Derek comes home, sometimes I'm fine. And sometimes I'm just a little bit annoyed just because of the fact that I haven't been able to spend there's a complete different energy when I'm at home by myself versus when I'm doing something by myself in the house, but Phoenix is still there. Or even if Derek is still here. When the two of them leave the house, it's like, first, I'm just like, oh, okay. Like, I just have Phoenix
I can do things exactly the way I want to do them.
It's just me and Sansa. Like, we're just going to hang out.
Landon and Blake so I did yoga yesterday, which we can talk a little bit about. Amazon, if you are one of those people that wants to be working out at home, Amazon has some amazing Amazon Prime classes on there. And I did this yoga class yesterday.
Sponsored.
Hashtag we're not sponsored by Amazon. If you want to sponsor us, holler at us. Yeah, so I did a yoga class yesterday. And Landon and Blake I come out of my yoga class, out of my room, finishing my yoga class. And Landon and Blake are passed out on the couch at 2:00. And I was like,
when?
Huh?
No, I said when.
Yeah, when does this happen? Never. So I was like, do I?
No, not win, not W-H-E-N.
Yes, sir.
W-I-N.
Oh, winning.
Yes.
Yes. Win. Yeah. The way you said it was like win, like asking me a question.
I know, but that's not what I meant.
Okay. Yes, it was a huge win. I was like, okay. And I was standing there. I was like, wait, what do I do at this time? I was like, I can take a shower in peace.
Yeah.
I made a sandwich. I took a shower the worst part it wasn't even a long shower because like I didn't have to do I did put a mask on. It's great.
Yeah.
Just an hour of quiet. And then the dog was asleep. The dog, Landon, Blake, and the dog were asleep. And I was just like, I have an hour of peace. And then I woke them up at 3.
Yeah.
And then I made stuffed peppers yesterday, which were delicious. So I've been like trying to like, I don't know, stay at home mom it up a little bit with like the things. So I've been cooking more. I made peanut butter cookies.
Okay, so the last thing I want to say before we end up talking about our whole day, the whole entire podcast, is that whenever I'm upset, I find that if Derek because what Derek does is like I'll be upset and then he meets me there, and that does nothing but just make me more upset.
Yeah, exactly.
So I found that it's better if like he lightens the mood or like talks about something completely different than the fact that I'm annoyed. Just tell me about your day. Yeah. Ask me a question about just tell me about something else that has nothing to do with the fact that I'm upset. Because then that gets me out of whatever funk I'm in.
Well, now I'm annoyed because a lot of this conversation is just because I'm annoyed, you don't have to be.
Yeah.
Don't come meet me at my annoyed level. If you're in a good mood, like try to stay in a good mood. I may not want you to hug me. I may want you to just like help with something or go do something to like assist in that I'm stressed out about, or just talk to me about something or whatever. But if you ask me why I'm upset, and I have like a lot of times what'll happen is like you'll ask me if I'm upset, and then I had just spent like 15 minutes like where I'm like starting to get out of being upset, and then you ask me while I'm upset, and now I'm like,
now we're back.
Yeah. I was just now getting out of being upset, and now I'm back to thinking about whatever it was that was frustrating me.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get to our did you see?
Yes.
Okay. So one small one, which I forgot to do because I wanted Ashley did not try these, but if you happen to swing through a Target, Cardi B and Migos have chips.
Guys, I haven't tried these chips.
These chips are so good.
What flavor?
Blake, okay, so I didn't taste Migos, so I don't know what flavor they are. But Blake was at Target and he came home with barbecue cheddar Cardi B chips.
Oh, that sounds bomb.
They were bomb because I love barbecue chips. They have the perfect. They have a hint of spice, but the cheddar balances out the sweetness of the barbecue. Gangster. So if you're at Target, get some Cardi B.
It's like having mac and cheese chips and some barbecue sauce
with barbecue chicken in it. Ooh, that'd be delicious.
Yeah.
Barbecue chicken, freaking mac and cheese. I have to look that up. But anyways, yeah. So those are delicious. That's one of the things that were good. Will you open your notes?
Yeah. What else?
So I can cover all the things.
So there's one that I have. So while you're looking at that.
Okay.
So basically, Derek showed me a video earlier this week, and it was of this woman who was ranting about.
Derek did not show you this video.
Did you show it to me?
Yes, I sent it to you.
Maybe okay. Then we watched it together, I guess. Okay, so basically the video is about this woman going back and forth about the rules of coronavirus and how they're so contradictory. And like
Drew Barrymore posted this person's post, which is how I saw it, and I sent it to Ashley.
Okay, cool. So one of the things was that like the thing about face masks and how people are saying face masks are completely useless. But you should wear them at all times. And it's like
they won't. In other words, so they'll say they're not going to prevent you from getting sick, but they will prevent somebody else from getting sick. So if everyone wears masks, nobody should be getting sick, except it doesn't prevent you from getting sick if you wear the mask, which doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So like
people get sick, but there's also things people don't wash them. There's lots of factors where like, or people say don't touch your face. So like people touch their mask, like they take it off, they put it back on, but they don't wash their hands. So now you're just giving yourself all types of
But
bacteria.
they also say that bacteria and viruses are what
good for your immune system.
Are good for your immune system. They are what improve your immune system. So then what is the point? And then so if we quarantine, then if you literally have quarantined inside your home and had all your groceries delivered and haven't gotten in your car, haven't left your house, you really need to make sure you're upping your vitamin C intake, and you need to go breathe some air because your body needs
good
bacteria that you don't get from people
sterilizing your entire house and then
exactly.
A bubble like Bubble Boy.
Yeah, exchanging bacteria, which sounds gross, but it's the truth, is what keeps us healthy. It's what kids need to keep healthy.
Yeah, if you have a compromised immune system, then you don't have the ability to build an immune system. If you have a fine immune system, then you have the ability to build your immune system. And if you're not outside with bacteria, then anyways, we're not immunologists, but basically it's just interesting to hear people talking about, hear this woman talking about all the things that make no sense. One of the big ones was like, we need to quarantine the senior citizens. And then it was like, but we need to go visit our older people and give them packages and support them because they're feeling very isolated. And it's like, so either we need to isolate them and not talk to them or visit them, only FaceTime, or we need to go or we need to deliver them care packages. Do you think older people are at home?
Well, it's like you see all these people in churches donating food and packaging things and giving them to like families who lost their jobs, can't feed their families, whatever. So that's okay. Or the lady that's out in downtown LA that's giving food and whatever to homeless people. That's okay. But the rest of us, if we want to go to the beach with our family and lay on a towel, we can't do that.
Yeah.
For me, I never felt like the beach was a real interactive, like the beaches are closed here in California, if you didn't know. I never felt like the beach was a super social thing.
I feel like
you sit on your towel in your space with your family. And that's other than like maybe, hey, hit the volleyball back to you because your volleyball came in and knocked over my drink. The beach is not an interactively it doesn't have to be an interactively social thing. So I don't understand why the beach is closed.
But the only difference is
stuff like that, I understand that.
The only difference is that if there are so many, it's like you were talking about yoga class. If there are too many people in space, you end up having to be closer than you normally would be. You know what I'm saying?
So you could do things like there's lots of rules that are going to change, but like for gyms, you have to go to the gym appointment only. You have to make an appointment to go to the gym because we can only reserve. You have to be every other person per treadmill. We can't have this many people using whatever spaces. It won't be as free roaming as gyms are, but we could still keep.
A thing?
No, but yes, there's rules that they're starting to get in place. Like you have to be
Appointment
every other.
only?
No.
I was about to say, I can't do that. I go whenever I have time.
Right, but every other treadmill. The only way to make sure that there's every other treadmill is if maybe we make an appointment. Maybe we make it to where there's only.
But let's just be real. This should already be okay. Nobody wants to go to the gym where Sandy is. You do not stand on the treadmill unless you are really like a diehard person. I know when I go to the gym, I give people space just for the simple fact I don't want your sweat.
I'm not trying to run next to you. Yeah.
I'm not trying to run. Like there's
you can spread out the treadmills to where they're 6 feet apart instead of this close together, which is gross anyway. Or people should be wiping off their fucking sweaty.
Apparently, we're checking the explicit box.
They're sweaty freaking weights and all that stuff. You should be doing this anyway. That is gross. They should be sanitizing the showers regularly. That is gross.
But what you also should be doing is if you aren't one of those people that, when you wipe down if you don't wipe down all the equipment before you use it, which I am not the person that wipes out all the equipment before I use it. Just be honest. I don't care. I'm just going to go wash my hands.
You'll take a shower.
I'm not going to go grab weights that 50 million people have used that day before me and then stick my hand in my mouth or rub my eye or something. For the simple fact, nobody wants sweat in their fucking eyes.
Yeah.
That's the first thing. And second thing is I'm aware when I go to certain places that there's certain places that are gross. Like example, going to a children's play place. That is not the place
but
you put your hands in your face and in your mouth.
The place we go though, we consistently see them. They are cleaning all day long, all day. One thing I don't see them do is I have not seen them crawling up inside the thingies and spraying them down and cleaning them throughout the day. They do clean the toddler area, which is lower to the ground. They're always vacuuming. They're always wiping down countertops and everything.
And they were already gloved and already spraying and doing all kinds of stuff.
They're already like that. So to me, another thing too is where I would try to lower the reservation amount for classes, for example. So you're not this close to the person. I've taken a yoga class where there was this much space, legit, which honestly for me, I loved every second of it because I love all the energy.
But that's about money.
Yeah, you're trying to make more money, so you're going to cram as many people into this class. It was a special class. It was actually a Drake themed yoga class, so all the music was Drake. But the space between each yoga mat was like this much. So you're literally this close to somebody doing yoga, where you have to rotate your positions and all that stuff so that you didn't hit somebody, kick somebody, whatever. So we were super close together. Granted, now you would just be like, hey, the capacity, we need to make sure the capacity is this space or whatever. So just do that. Your businesses would still be open if you would be able to just quickly implement.
You know what? One thing that I do enjoy, and then we'll get to the rest of these. The one thing I do enjoy about quarantine is the fact that people have to stand 6 feet behind you in the freaking grocery store
and not this close to you.
So that should have been before. I am so sick of the grocery store, and people will be up on you just. I'm like, excuse me. Do you need to be that is my biggest pet peeve.
Because because there's this much cart in front of them that they put the cart right up on your butt. No, I don't want space, personal space. Or there's definitely times
you're in my bubble. And I get on Derek and I get on Phoenix about it because I'm like, the person behind me, I'm about to leave the person in front of me space. It's just like when you're driving. Yeah. I'm gonna leave the person in front of me space because I want to have that extra space that the person behind me is pushed up on me. But I hate nothing more than if you almost hit somebody with your cart, you are too close. The line's not moving any faster because you're up on me like this. It's not moving any faster. You can back up. Oh my goodness. And I don't want people, and then you have the places where your stuff is still coming down the conveyor belt and you're paying and they just come their cart practically is you're now standing next to you paying and my stuff is still on. I'm like, this is, people have been talking about Karens. This is a Karen moment. It's ridiculous. Oh my goodness. Anyways, that's my rant. Rant is so annoying. Rant done. Okay, so we have a couple more, and then we'll have to go through them really quick. So we get to our topic.
Okay, so for our twin friends out there, does your twins, if you're an identical twin, does your twin's face unlock your iPhone?
Does it unlock your iPhone?
Let us know. Let us know. Comment. Let us know. Comment. And let us know if your phone, because ours at least Ashley's, my face does on Ashley's.
Yeah. She can unlock my phone with her face.
With my face, yeah.
Yeah.
I try not to do that. I feel like that's invasive unless I have like, just now I'm like trying to type in her password, which I know, but okay. A few more things. All the Canadians, Justin Bieber, Fifi Dobson, Avril Lavigne, just to name a few, did a Lean on Me recording video, which is really cool to support their workers.
Like the song Lean on Me?
Yeah, they sang Lean on Me.
Okay.
So they combined they overlapped a bunch of different videos.
So is Fifi Dobson like a huge Canadian star and we just don't know?
I don't think she's an international star anymore, but she's still Canadian. She's still singing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool. Good for her.
So it was her idea. Fifi Dobson actually put this together. So Fifi Dobson, Avril Lavigne, Justin Bieber, those are the ones that we probably know the best in America, but there were some other artists as well that sang. So go check that out. It was super cool. I sat and watched it.
Avril also did an Instagram live where she sang her song.
She also, yeah,
We Are Warriors.
She just wrote a new song, We Are Warriors.
It's not a new song. It was on her album.
Is it on her album?
It was on her album.
Okay.
She just re-released, changed the words and changed. It used to be called Warrior. She changed it to We Are Warriors, and she changed the lyric to We Are Warriors instead of Warrior.
Okay, so I was like, did she write a new song?
No,
but then I looked at the
like
title and I was like, it looks familiar because it's from her most recent album, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
She said she wrote that song 5 years ago when she got her diagnosis. So,
well, she also released that other song. So you watch this. Bam. Okay. It unlocked. Okay. And then if you have not seen this is the last one, I think. Yes. On your Facebook, there is a hug emoji.
The hug heart emoji.
The hug heart emoji.
Eric was like, babe, look at the hug heart emoji. And I was like, that is so cute.
It is so cute. So there is a hug heart emoji now. So
they should have had that emoji.
Send it out to everyone.
Because you know how sometimes like people put stuff and it's like, people are always like, I wish I could give you a hug.
Yeah.
Because like you're not sad. Like it's something that's sad, but like you're sad for them.
Okay.
But like it doesn't make, you know what I'm saying? You just want to hug the person.
Also so this happened with like Blake and I, where like he posted something that was like super sweet, and I did the haha emoji, but it wasn't supposed to be the haha emoji. It was supposed to be like a big smile. So he was like, "Why did you laugh at my serious post?" And I was like, "I wasn't trying to laugh at your serious post. I was just trying to smile at your serious post." I was like, "I would just put a heart instead of the." But has anybody else ever done that? Have you ever actually like haha at something where you really mean to like? You were just
I've definitely
like a
accidentally smile? Like I had to unhaha stuff that I meant to put sad because they're like close.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh no, that's not
funny. Okay, so I think that's it. Any more did you see this week? Okay. All right. So
let's talk about our topic.
Our topic. So this over the next few months, obviously, I've been mentioning that I'm going to be moving. Yes. Ashley just moved.
Yes, I did.
And so we wanted to kind of talk about what our process is. Ashley and I have moved like 30 times in our life.
Yeah, over 30 times.
Yeah, and so we're pro at moving, packing, all the things. So one of the things that Ashley did this time that was really cool, since right now they are giving you can't bring in your Walmart bags or like, you know how you buy 10 cents. I don't know if that's every state. In California, and I know in Austin, you have to buy your reusable bags and just you have to continue to bring bags. They're not letting you do that right now during coronavirus. So they're still giving you the bags.
You also can't bring in your cloth,
but you can't bring bags in. So we have a ton of them now. So what Ashley did, which I thought was really cool, was she used those bags to pack up her dishes in.
Which, okay, don't give me credit for this. That was Derek's idea and I was not for it. I was like,
it's a great idea.
I was like, we need to go to the freaking grocery store and get newspaper. This is not, I do not want to use all these bags. And he was like, babe, this is a great idea. It ended up being a really good idea.
Fantastic idea.
But I was skeptical.
I saw it when I was unpacking their stuff. I saw it and I was like, this is a great idea. So if you have a crap load of, which I'm sure all of you have, Walmart,
bags,
H-E-B,
Walmart,
Target, all the bags.
Publix, wherever you are.
Yeah, Publix. Use those bags to put your dishes in and cups and all that stuff. It's great. That was really cool. If you were Ashley's just moved from literally like 10 minutes down the road. Even if you're moving 10 minutes down the road.
Get a truck.
Get a truck and pack your stuff like you're shipping it.
Yes.
Because you will break something.
Yep.
And it helps with organization too.
We definitely ended up, okay, so there's a couple of things that there's one other thing we did that I thought was a good idea. I guess we can talk about things that I thought I did good, and then we can talk about things that I would probably do different. So
yeah.
Another thing I thought that we did good was I'd never done this when moving before, and I don't know why. I think I just always forget, or we don't have trash bags. we had a bunch of black trash bags for some reason. I think when Christian, our little sister, she moved back to my mom's, she had bought like a huge thing of black trash bags, and I was like, we're never gonna use these because I like the kind that like have the.
I like
bags.
the Glade Febreze stretch bags.
Yeah.
Those are
the Flex
legit.
and Seal. Yeah, those things are great. So that's the kind of bags we have. So we had all these black trash bags. Like, what are we gonna do with them? I was like, okay, you know what? We're gonna use these when we move. So what we did was we just took the big trash bags, we put them over our clothes, which is people.
That was a great idea too.
Yeah, this is super. Apparently, this is like super common. So if you're listening to this, going, duh, why would would you do it? But some people use like hanging boxes. They use those hanging boxes that have like the poles in the middle. They hang their stuff and then they seal the box. I didn't want to do all that. Because one, those things are heavy and awkward and long and tall and weird. So I was like, we'll just put the trash bags over it. I could put Phoenix's clothes in 2 bags. I think Derek and I each had 5 bags. Derek's bags were way heavier than my bags because his clothes he's big. His bags are heavier.
But what it's cool is like it keeps all of the hangers facing the same way and they're all like kind of stuck together. So then you can even put a rubber band over them so they stay on there. And the clothes and then you tie the bottom so the clothes, even if they come off the hanger, because often when you're carrying the clothes, stuff falls, like dresses come like sleeved off or
you're like walking on the clothes
walking on the dresses and stuff like that. So plastic bags are a great idea to put your clothes in. What else did we actually so we figured out when we moved it here that we could have left the drawer, we could have taken the drawers out, but we did leave the drawers in. I feel like leaving the drawers in and then just taping them is a good idea, and then we got one of those they're called forklift straps. Oh, the straps, yeah, that was a great idea too.
And those things were one of the things that we had never used before, but those things, like, they take 60% of the weight off, so Amber and I could lift a whole dresser.
We didn't.
Down the steps. Yeah, we didn't. But we could have if we needed to. We could have lifted.
I mean, Ashley and I have for sure powered through moving because there's been times we've moved where we had a gang of people, and there's been times we've moved where there was like one other person.
Yeah.
So like Derek, for example, when Derek was first dating Ashley, I literally moved. So this is the corner of my apartment. I lived from this apartment to this apartment. That's how close it was. But I actually had a single apartment full of stuff. So I had a couch, I had tables, I had a dining room table, I had all the things, like bed, nightstands. And that doesn't seem far until you're walking. And that is far.
Yeah, it's real far.
So
I almost wanted to load a truck and then drive it the 50 yards
across.
And then unload it.
But I think we actually ended up pushing some stuff. Right?
On one of those rolly
carts.
Thankfully, you were on the first floor.
I wish that time, though, that we would have thought of putting the trash bags. So there definitely have been, like, where I'm just, like, piling clothes without, and I wish we would use the trash bags. That would have made so much. That trash bag thing is a lifesaver. That is awesome.
Yeah, especially if you have a lot of clothes that are hanging.
Yeah. If you're doing a long trip or something, also the vacuum bags are fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Blake and I used those on our trip from we stopped. We were in Georgia for a little bit. In Georgia Florida border for a little bit for FEMA. But we packed a truck and we just vacuum sealed. Those vacuum bags are awesome. I will say the vacuum bags are awesome, but not if you have to open them.
Yeah, that's not the stuff you need.
So vacuum them in and then you just put them in a box or something to ship. Great idea. I'm
trying to think if there's anything in the garage that I could put in a vacuum seal bag, but I don't have a lot of stuff that we don't have. I mean, we have a lot of blankets and stuff, but I keep all the blankets in the house. I don't have a lot of those, like people have like extra tablecloths, extra curtains, extra whatever, or they have like Derek's mom. I should send her some of these because she has like all of these winter coats and stuff that like vacuum seal them, and then you could store them in a bin. You could store 7 or 8 people's winter clothes. So that's one of the things that you're doing.
Ashley did a really cool space saver thing this week. She put, which was kind of my idea, but then she like implemented it. But we have all of these Meredith, sis. We still have the scrapbooks. Yeah, the scrapbooks that you sent us. We hadn't done them because we're not big scrapbookers.
Yeah.
But we figured out something to use them for. So Ashley, if you were one of those people that saves a ton of cards from people, which Ashley and Derek have acquired a lot for people that have only been together for 3 years. Like Derek's family sends all the cards.
They send a card for every
for every occasion. So
he has 1 million family members, and they all send cards. Like it's crazy.
So you just like basically just cut out the parts that you value the most. So like whether
usually
it's the
if
word of
somebody
the card or somebody's note that they wrote or whatever.
I feel like handwriting is like an important thing to save. So like I cut out when people like his grandmother who's passed, his grandfather who's passed. Like I have ones with like I don't have any of his grandfather's handwriting, but his grandmother, her handwriting, our grandmother's handwriting. Excuse me, our mother's handwriting. I just think that
that's really important.
Person. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was super cool. So she was like, she was all excited. She called. She's like, guess what I did? So that's really cool. So if you have a bunch of cards in your house, get a scrapbook that has like the sleeves you slide, like the slide-ins. And then
the only thing I would have done different is I would have gotten like cuter paper because it was just white paper.
Yeah.
I would have gotten cuter paper, but I'm gonna try to get like stickers and like cool stuff to like put on it that like represent it. But
yeah, so that's a really cool thing that you can kind of keep. And it's just obviously people have tons of photo albums. Do people still have photo? I know Ashley has them.
I just like to have there's something different about the physical photos.
Yeah, I agree. Like having it on your phone is nice, but being able to just be like, this is the photo album of like Landon's life. Like all of Landon's photos. This is
that I don't have.
I want to have wedding photo album. Things like that, like specific events. Like it would be nice to have.
What I want to start doing is I want to start getting photo albums for the whole year. So like go through my phone and order all the photos because you can organize it by that on your. Yeah, iPhone automatically organize it
that year.
So all the photos from 2020 because 2019 is gone. Which there aren't going to be that many photos from 2020, if I'm just being honest.
We're about halfway through the year already.
We need to, so when the guys get back, maybe we need to like go outside and like, cause
we do. We need to take
in cute clothes, Landon's in cute clothes. We need to go outside and like take pictures because I was wanting to send Mom a Mother's Day card with a photo.
Yeah.
The last photo we took that was cute was from the ice cream place, but Derek and Blake are not in it.
So I saw a post that was like, post your most recent picture before we were quarantined. So before March 16th. Like, there's not a one. I was like, this is really sad. There's not a one. Like, I was like, well, I didn't take any pictures from the day before. Like, it was like a screenshot of something ridiculous that I sent to Blake. Like, that was like the last a picture I took before then. And it was like either way before or way after. Like I took some pictures of Landon in March or whatever. A video of my dog running around outside in the mud and water. But like, I was like, we need to take more pictures.
Yeah. Okay. So more things we did for the move. So I think like a big thing is unpacking as soon as possible.
Yes.
And also like there's like a couple things about loading and unloading. So when you're loading, I think it's important. Like the guys kind of started like a conveyor. If you have enough people and you have stairs, they started a conveyor belt system. So like somebody was at the truck, then you had somebody that was at the bottom of the first, if you can get that close to your house, somebody that was at the bottom of the first set of stairs, somebody was at a floor, and then somebody was in the house bringing it, and then it just came down like that, so that people aren't getting fatigued from carrying one item up and down the steps. So I thought that was a really good idea. Another thing is when you actually get here, putting things in the room they go in. Like this was really frustrating for me when we were doing this because we had friends helping us and they didn't know the lay of the land and like the space. And it was just like, I was getting frustrated because everything was getting piled on the second floor, which is where we are right now.
Yeah, so it's like a 3-story, like kind of like a condo style place. So the bottom level is all garage, and like in the middle floor where we are is like the living space, and then both the bedrooms are upstairs. So a lot of times they were coming through the garage, getting to this flight right here,
and just leaving,
and then the stuff was getting
left.
Now, granted, Blake there's only one flight right here, or I'm sorry, there's 2 flights right here, and then there's 2 flights up there. But they would get on this floor, and then Blake would be up there placing it in the room it goes in, and then they would just leave the stuff. So Blake would come back down, and there's like 3 boxes sitting here, and he was like, what the heck? Like, you couldn't have just... So making sure that like that was a huge thing. Also, if you're a couple and you have a sister or a girlfriend or whatever, the men can do the moving, not to sound sexist, but if the men are doing the moving, then Ashley and I set the entire kitchen up while they were bringing stuff in. Yeah. So the kitchen was basically done by the time.
This is important for if you have kids as well. Like if you don't have somewhere to send your kids off, because ideally Derek and I wanted to do our move on when Phoenix was in school.
Yeah.
And that honestly, it may have been faster. It may not have been. I don't know. It may have been a little bit faster.
It didn't really impede much. They honestly didn't. Like Landon and being.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Once we got
here, Phoenix and Landon really like did a good job of occupying themselves
Yeah.
while Ashley and I were setting up the kitchen. So we were able to hunker down in the kitchen and set up everything in the kitchen, and they played like in the living space or we set up Phoenix's room. Also, if you set up your kids' room first, that's also a big thing. Set up your kids' room first.
We loaded Phoenix's room last, so we could unload it first.
Yeah. So that
was a lifesaver.
Yeah. So he and Landon had somewhere to play and be while we were all trying to move everything around.
I think like the biggest difference from like moving when you're single versus moving, or like, a single person, not, you have no kids, is one, kids are impede a lot. Two, you have, it's not just your stuff. It's not just your stuff. It's the other person's stuff too. So like Derek, a lot of times would be asking like, babe, do you remember where the such and such went? And I learned from moving a lot that if it's something important or like something that you guys have to access on a regular basis, put it somewhere important. Like there's so much stuff that I put in my purse. I put in the front seat of my car. Yeah. Because I was like, when Derek asked me, babe, where is such and such? I'm gonna be able to say, oh, it's whatever. You can grab it. It's right here.
Leave some toilet paper rolls out. If you're moving to a new place, take like 3 toilet paper rolls and put them in your front seat of your car, which you did not do. So they were hunkering down and trying to find the one box that had all the toilet paper in it. So toilet paper is a good one too. Make sure you have your toilet paper out in the new place. Just put them in all the bathrooms real quick when you get here, so then all of your friends that are moving can help. Also, if you're not hiring movers, which if you can afford to hire movers,
I suggest
do it.
Yeah.
If you cannot and you're having friends, pay them in beer, booze, water, whatever, and food, so that you're keeping them energized and like they feel like they're getting a free meal, they're helping out. And we also
felt kind of like weird because we had one person in particular that was moving with us, and he was not helpful at all. It was one of Derek's friends, and he like multiple times I saw this man sitting on my couch in my living room, and I was like,
he kept walking around with a full-on headset on because he was like working sort of, so he had a full headset on and was with his headphones in.
And when he got there, he was already complaining about his legs hurt. He doesn't know how much he's gonna be able to do, and he's gonna try and this. And I was just like,
then go.
I would rather you just leave, bro.
Yeah.
Like, to be honest, so if you're gonna help people move, like,
have a good attitude, please.
I was really trying to like refrain from being like the super controlling, like, we need to do it this way type of person, but like I was like, this is my home and you're moving our things and I appreciate that you're helping, but if I was moving your things, I would be respectful and want to know where they go, and I'd want to do it in the right way.
Yeah.
It got to a point like I went downstairs, I was like, babe, you need to come in the house. He's like, what? I was like, get one of these dudes to unload the truck and you stand in this house and you make sure they go where they go, because I am not going to end up with the entire living room packed full of stuff and then these dudes leave and now you're hiking stuff up and down the steps, because if we're being realistic, I can't carry 100-pound box of books.
Right.
Like I can't carry that up the stairs. So there's a lot of stuff that was just gonna fall on him to carry. And I was like, y'all are not about to move all this stuff in this house and then have Derek moving for 4 hours tonight because you guys are too lazy to bring it upstairs.
I will say it was nice because Blake, I don't know what gear, Blake was just, he got like a second wind at like 5 o'clock and he was like, Derek, let's put all the things on the wall and let's hang the TVs. And and we were like,
and Derek was tired.
Where did all this energy? He was just like, had all this energy.
It helped Derek though, because he kind of feeds off other people's energy.
Yeah.
And he was ready. He's like, I am so tired. Blake's like, come on, let's go do this. Let's go take care of this. And that's kind of how I am.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to keep going until it's done. And Derek would have been stopped. But it's okay, because I knew it was hot. I knew he was super tired. And so I was trying not to like push him. I was like, we'll just get more stuff done the next day. I think that's a good thing, is like, get the moving done as fast as possible.
Get the moving process done that day.
And unload and put your beds up.
Yeah.
And do your kitchen. And try to do that all in one day, which is why we get an early start.
Yeah, because starting early is key. Like if you can get, we started way later than we wanted to because what had happened at?
Oh, okay. So the U-Haul people texted us 2 days before, and they said that the people that were dropping off the truck that we were going to be using weren't dropping the truck off until 10. Well, we were supposed to be getting to our apartment to sign the lease at 10, and ideally, I scheduled to pick it up at 8:30 in the morning. So we were going to get up super early. We were going to go get the truck at 8:30, bring it back to the house, load stuff on the truck for an hour between me and Derek, and load stuff in our cars and get everything kind of organized or whatever. And then we were going to drive over to the apartment with one load in my car and do a quick unload and then be back by 11. Well, I mean, we made it back by like 11:30, 11:45. Excuse me. So that pushed us back by at least 2-3 hours. Like if we had that truck at 8:30,
we would have been done by
we would
like
have
5.
been done way earlier. We didn't. Derek and Blake did the last load at 8.
No, yeah, it was like Blake didn't come back because Landon, of course, like when Ashley and I lived across the way from each other, a lot of times like I'd be able to put Landon down and then walk literally across the freaking thing and then help, and then I would just lock the door, have the Wi-Fi camera on or whatever with me, and then I would just still help. Well, I couldn't do that because they were here, which is 15 minutes from the house now.
Yeah.
So I had to just, the last like load or whatever they did, I didn't leave. So I stayed at home with Landon. So, but Blake was here. Blake didn't get back till like 9, I think.
Yeah.
He was back about
really,
9.
really late. And then Derek still had to stay up. He didn't put our bed up that night. Derek and I slept with the mattress on the floor that night, but we did put Phoenix's bed together that night. And we put our bed together the next day, which was fine. We had the mattress. We slept fine. We just wanted Phoenix's room to be done. There's still a few things.
So he felt comfortable.
Yeah. So, okay. Do you think anything with coronavirus like affected the move?
Okay. So for Blake and I, we don't move until almost the end of May. And we have been concerned for the last few months about like what things will affect it. One of the major things that was going to affect our move was travel, because you can't traveling between states right now, driving between states. We were like, well, what if we get to wherever and they quarantine us for 2 weeks? What are we going to do? And so that's kind of what the thing was. But for Ashley, I don't really think it affected anything. I mean, U-Haul was basically just like, a no-touch drop-off where you just dropped off the keys for the U-Haul and then you just came home. So that didn't really affect us. The apartment complex, I guess they did pretty much everything online, right?
Yeah. So honestly, I preferred it.
Honestly,
they did everything online, everything through email. We walked to the door. We weren't allowed in the office, but she walked out. She handed us our packet. She said, "Do you know where the apartment is? I can walk you over there." And I was like, "No, I drove around. I know where it was. I knew where it was already." We were able to, and we just got the keys. And then I sent her. We had to do like a 24-hour checklist, just to make sure, like, hey, was everything okay?
Yeah.
I took a picture, emailed it to her. Like, it was just so.
That is so much. Like, okay, yes. Do I enjoy person-to-person contact? Yes, with people I want to have person-to-person contact with. But I prefer like doing things. Then this is one of the things that I think COVID is going to change a lot, is there is an efficiency in doing things with technology that some companies just ignore.
Yeah.
Do I want to be able to still talk to somebody on the phone when I have to call troubleshooting? Yes. I don't want to have a computer tell me 6 steps that I've already tried to try to get something done. There is something that helps.
But those people, a lot of those people do that from home.
But they do that from home. They can, like, Blake's mom works for Walmart and she does Walmart customer service from her house. So like all these jobs that they're trying to make it seem like you just have to be in an office for, like you don't, like a lot of those jobs you don't have to be in an office for.
And they're telling all these people you have to come in the
office. You have to come, like, okay, so for cars, like, so they're advertising that they are doing this like purchase over the phone or online. They're not. Dealerships are not actually doing that. Because when they call you, somebody calls you to talk to you, it's like, well, you should come in and test drive it. No, the whole point is I don't want to come in and test drive it. I don't want to come in and test drive it because we're being told to quarantine. So I'm going to drive in a car that I'm not 100% sure you guys have sanitized completely before I get in it, hoping that you actually do that before I get there.
With a person that I'm not going to be able to be 6 feet from because they're going
to be driving in with you. All these things. Granted, am I that worried about it? Not really, but but they're advertising this level of convenience that they don't have. The only one that for sure will have that is Carvana. But Nissan, Toyota, they're saying that they're doing this at specific dealerships. A lot of them are not doing it.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are only doing, so they're saying like things like, well, we're going to do, we're going to pay the first 3 months or we're going to pay the first 4 months. Yes, but you have to have like the highest level of credit and approval. Like and you also have to have a job, which a lot of people don't have right now. So it's like, like what? So yes, there's a lot of people that are saying that they're like changing their policies and helping out, but sometimes they're not thinking, I guess, all the way the steps that it takes to get these things done. But as far as moving goes, by the end
was great. They did a touchless. It was they had the option to do a touchless pickup. Well, this particular place, because the truck wasn't going to be there, they couldn't sanitize it and clean it, so it wasn't going to be available for touchless pickup, which basically meant they would drop the keys. Leave the keys, we would get the keys, and they would have the car loaded. We would just open it and get in and leave, which would have been great. We weren't able to do that, but they still were pretty efficient. It went pretty quickly. It was no different really. The guy had on a mask when he came out. I was sitting in the car when the guy came out, and he came out. He had like like a sanitizing wipe, and he like used that to like wipe down the seats and wipe down the handle when he went to open the door, stuff like that. So they were really, I could tell that there were some things being implemented that were good. But to be honest, like some of this stuff,
I'm like, why are we emphasizing the fact that you sanitize the truck? Like you should, I would have hoped that you would, but now it's a requirement that we're doing like these checks and balances. Like for us, or for me, when I was working at Chili's, they were like, they're trusting that the service industry workers are going to do the things they're supposed to be doing anyway. Because I was asking them, this was early on, obviously the beginning of May, or beginning of March, and March? Yeah, beginning of March. That we, you know, are we going to be able to, I was like, are we going to have to wear gloves whenever we're expoing food? They're like, no, they're trusting that you're going to be consistently washing your hands, which you should be doing anyway.
That's already the health department health code.
Salt and pepper shakers are nasty because kids lick them and people put their hands on top of them that aren't washed or whatever. There's certain things that are nasty that we should probably have, as big of a pain in the butt as that would be, we should probably have portioned out salt and pepper anyway. We should probably have portioned out ketchup anyway, sauces. That's great for freaking P&L, one, but it's a pain to do. But it's also way more sanitary and less disgusting.
Yeah.
Like, there's way to, we used to have to stand up there when I worked at Fridays as a hostess and sanitize every single menu before we sent it out. You should be doing that anyway. That should be done anyway. So a lot of these things I'm like, it's kind of disconcerting that like people are not doing these like basic sanitary things that companies should be doing anyway. So if anything good came out of it, people are closer to their families. Hopefully a lot of people are getting closer to their families. And getting spend a lot of time. There's executives that are now getting to spend whole months with their families they didn't get to do. So, you know, and hopefully the cleaning and sanitation of these big corporate companies, they're going to start magnifying it on their specific locations are going to be held to a higher standard. Hopefully the health department will actually care a little bit more. So,
but I think that's it. That's it. Yeah. We talked about a lot of different things today. But we hope you guys enjoyed. We love talking to you guys. We're glad we're able to still put these podcasts out for you guys to watch and to listen to. And we hope that we give you a little bit of levity as you go throughout these
kind of stressful times that are hopefully slowly rolling into
changing. So,
and ending soon, hopefully.
Yes. But
all right. We will see you guys next time.
We will see you guys next time. Remember to follow us, subscribe, share with somebody, and we will talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.